So as you can see, we've got our floor up to the stage where we are ready to put our walls up, because in this case we're doing a cut-in floor, and the whole idea of doing a cut-in floor is that you want to save the flooring for later so it doesn't get marked up. And it's normally some really expensive flooring, so you wouldn't put it in until the actual roof was on. So I just want to use this situation to show you how to calculate how much cut-in floor you would actually need. So we'll take a look at our floor in plan, and you can see I've drawn in all the plates just to show you where all our walls are going to go and help with the calculations again. So you could do this room by room and take each room as an area. That'd work, but I'm going to do it as just two areas. So this large area here and this smaller area over here on the right. So again, similar to other flooring calculations that we've done, you have to work out the actual size of your floor. So you actually have to deduct not only the 150mm from the outside of your brickwork to your floor in the case of a brick veneer, but also you have to take off the width of your plate, which in this case is 90mm. So from our original brickwork dimension, I've taken off 150mm for our brick in our cavity and a further 90mm for our plate, and I've done that on each side of our plate or our floor, and each different direction as well. So you need to know the actual dimension of your floor less your plates, and then we can get started. So the way we work out flooring is we work out the area, and then we'll convert that into lineal meters. So to work out the area of this floor, length times width, first thing I need to know is area 1, which again is going to be this large, longer area down here on the left hand side. What I've taken is I've taken my 4.39, which was from inside a plate to inside a plate. I've taken 90mm off it for this plate here, because we don't need flooring in that area. That's what I've done there. And times that by the width, which is 1.89, to give me a total area of 8.127 for this half of the floor. We then have to work out this half of the floor. So for the second area, I've taken my 4.39, which was in between the plates, taken off the 1.89 that we have already worked out for this section, taken off the 90mm for this plate to give me the length of this room here, which is 2.41, times that by our width, which is 1.89, gave me a total area of 4.555 square meters. So now I know the area of both of those, I can add them together to give me a total area of 12.682 square meters of flooring. So the next thing I need to know is how many meters of lineal meters of flooring do I need for a square meter, to cover a square meter. So that's a square meter. Here's a piece of my flooring, and it has what we call an effective cover of 90mm, and that's from the back end of the groove to just here where it doesn't include the actual tongue, because the tongue's going to overlap into the groove of the next board, so it doesn't actually form part of our effective cover. So our effective cover is from here to here. So in this case, this board has an effective cover of 90mm. So if I divide my meter on one side of this by 90, so 1 meter divided by effective cover is 1 meter divided by 90, means that there's 11.111 boards in a metre. So there I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.111 boards, and they take up a metre, and they're also a metre long. So that means that 11.111 metres of boards would cover a square metre of floor. So now I know that for every square metre I have on my job, I need to order 11.111 lineal metres of flooring. So we can now go back to our area, which was 12.682 square metres, times that by 11.111, and that tells us that we need to purchase 140.910 metres of flooring, lineal metres of flooring, to cover this whole job. Of course, we're going to have to factor in some waste, and I've factored in 12% in this case. So I've times by 140.910 by 1.12, which will add 12% to it. Gave me 157.819 lineal metres. So I'm going to order 158 lineal metres of flooring for this particular job. And that'll get the whole thing covered in. So there you go. That's how you work out the lineal amount of metres that we need of flooring to cover a cut-in floor.